What's up, everybody? What is up? Listen, first, I want to say this, man. I want to say good morning to everybody, but I also want to emphasize how important it is today to make sure you go and vote. Okay. Now, I've been harassed just as much as I'm sure you guys have as well. But I will be doing a nice little vlog of me going to the polls. But I don't care who you voting for, vote. All right. If you're old enough, vote. It is a very important thing, I think, as us being individuals and, of course, citizens of this country, for us to vote. Let your voice be heard. I've heard the whole, oh, my voice doesn't matter. I heard all of that, and I've heard it's not going to make a change. I get it. Vote. Okay. Vote. Stop trying to be defiant and trying to be different. I think that it's important for us all to go vote, no matter who you're voting for. Go and vote. All right. But when it comes to this video, guys, we're going to be talking about how to make this money on eBay. All right. I have successfully reached a milestone on eBay automation, helping people make money. And I am very, very happy to say that we reached not just six figures, but a certain number, six-figure wise, in total revenue this year. Okay. It's the fourth quarter. I am close to passing the $500,000 mark for the revenue we have helped people get with eBay automation. I am just happy because if you guys don't know, it didn't start out that way. I started out eBay automation 2 years ago, and it was something people were not used to. People didn't understand eBay automation. They thought that it was a scam. They thought that it wouldn't work. I thought it wouldn't work for a second. And it did. And I want to first be able to just connect with you guys personally. Forget the eBay stuff for a second. And I just want to talk to you, right? So, number one, if you're somebody out there working hard, busting your ass, I salute you, right? I salute you because it's a lot of things out here that are distracting us, a lot of things out here that are making us feel like we're less than what we really are. Prime example, right? When you go on TikTok or you go on Instagram, it's so easy to find yourself judging your success or your where you're at right now based off of where other people are. Okay. And you're talking to somebody that has reached a stage of depression that I think a lot of people have reached before, right? I've reached the stage of depression where I was sitting in front of my grandmother's house on her block ready to end it all. Okay. And that is one of the reasons why you guys see me here on this video, well, making video, excuse me, on this camera every single day because I felt like a failure in 2000, I think it's 21. I felt like a failure because I've lost everything that I worked my ass off for before. I've lost everything. And now to be a six-figure earner, but not just that, to help other people be able to make money, it's a blessing. It's also a lesson, and I'm not done, obviously, right? But I will say, if you are somebody out there every day grinding, putting in the work, but just not seeing the exact result you expect, keep fucking going. Keep going. Okay. Sometimes you're not going to reach the goals you want to reach immediately. And to the people that like me or don't like me, to my haters and to the people that help celebrate me, I just want to say, like, when you see me and you may see a motivational message, or you may see me have a video out that you may find intriguing or you might dislike, I want you to know I'm the product of somebody that thought they weren't going to be anything. For a minute, y'all, I was just so self-conscious because I was putting in work. I was literally freaking taping flyers at SEPTA, which SEPTA is our transportation buses and all of that in Philly, trains and all that. I was taping flyers for my businesses on SEPTA buses, on bus stops. I was handing them out to store owners. When I was in high school, I was handing out my business plans to my teachers. And you know what they did? They threw that shit in the trash. They threw it in the trash. Okay. I would go to the library. I would print out hours and hours of work that I've sat there and researched, and I passed it out to people just for their opinion, and they wouldn't even give me their feedback. They would throw my shit away. They would throw my business plans away. They wouldn't care or believe in me. And I really have to understand, or had to understand, I still do. Like the days that I wake up that are dark, I really have to remember that the I'm the boat, right? And I'm riding waves, but I'm also not in control of my direction currently, right? Like we wake up and we think we have control and we want to try and make sure our lives go this way and that way. You cannot make sure, or you cannot control, shall I say, something that you don't have any control of, right? You always got to focus on controlling the controllables. And I don't know who this message is for, but if you're waking up and you're feeling like you're not where you want to be, or you're not reaching that goal or getting the recognition that you feel like you deserve, it's okay. Because I think a lot of the work that we do in the dark, it will come to the light when it's time. And sometimes we think that the work that we're doing is actually being put in for the result that we want right now. But the result you want right now may change. The result that you actually want may change, or it may take you to something else that may be a gift, right? Like you just never know. You have to believe in yourself more than anybody else believes in you, and keep going. Keep going. It's so many people out here that are just giving up on themselves, and it's fucking sickening. It's sickening. Do not give up on yourself because you're not reaching some type of goal you thought that you should. Like every day, I find something that hurts me. Every day. It's something that I feel like I should succeed at and I don't. Every single day. But I'm going to tell you something. I try and remind myself of the things that I did achieve and the things that I did do right, right? Because I make mistakes often. I make bad business decisions often. I don't hit the goals that I set for myself often. And that's okay. I hold myself to a high expectation. And we all must do that, right? We all must hold ourselves to a high expectation. And sometimes we want to hold ourselves to an expectation that's higher than we really honestly can reach at that time, because that's what's going to keep us going. But moving forward and having a forward thinking mindset is what can continue to keep you going. Like, y'all, this Monday, right? So yesterday, like I went live on Sunday saying, hey, make sure that you guys are planning your week. Something may happen and you want to be able to stay focused and stay driven and keep going, right? Yeah, I woke up on Monday to water in my ceiling, and now my ceiling has a not a hole, but like you can see that it's a leak, right? And I'm like, yo, this the first, like literally Monday comes, and when I wake up, my dog Hustle, he a little wet. So I'm like, why your fur a little wet? He's downstairs walking around and chilling, and it's a leak in the ceiling. It wasn't raining or anything. It must have came from the toilet or something like that. So then I had to call a plumber and all of this stuff, but it derailed me from my goal or what my schedule was, right? And it's interesting because like things like that happen all the time. You wake up mad motivated and you like, yeah, I'm finna get this and I'm about to make this happen. But 9 times out of 10, it's always going to be something to distract us, something to take us from something that we're trying to work towards. And we have to stay focused, and we have to just take that shit chest out, chin up. We cannot let anything stop us from the direction that we're trying to go. But I'm going to tell you something, there's always things that come to try and distract us. And I think that's sort of kind of where you become successful, you become a failure. Like I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, what's the difference between somebody that's successful and somebody that fails? What's the difference? And as I consistently think about it, I'll tell you what I've recognized. I recognize that like my friends that are successful, they started out with the shitty cars and not going out, but instead staying in to do this and that to work on their business. And the friends that I find that are just comfortable working for somebody and not living out anything that they want, they're the people that actually indulge in instant gratification. And I think sometimes you have to realize that instant gratification is not always going to happen. It's not going to always exist. It is always going to be very, very daunting for us to go towards. But we sometimes we got to reject that. We got to reject the fact that we are trying to instantly feel good and understand that in the moment we may not get what we are working so desperately hard for. And that sort of kind of brings me into the segment with this eBay, right? Like, if you guys don't know, eBay was the platform that I actually started product reselling with. Like, eBay is something that I don't want to be dramatic and be like, oh my God, it saved my life. But eBay did save my life. Like, I moved into an apartment when my girlfriend told me she was pregnant, and I was like, "Yo, I'm not about to have no kid living with my grandma. Like, I ain't finna do that. I'm not about to be one of them, right?" So I said, I'm about to move, and I remember because I was making a little bread phone flipping at the time, and I went and got I went out. I rented a apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment, no, a 2-bedroom apartment, really really nice, and I'm like, "Yo." I had to pay three times the rent down because I didn't have much credit. And I'm like, I could do this, right? I'm just flipping phones. And that's how I was making my money at the time. So I paid the rent, the 3 times the rent. And as the time progressed, I started to realize like how hard being an adult is. Like, I gotta pay this every single month. And I don't know how much it was. It probably was like 15, 16 every single month. And I was like, yo, phone flipping ain't gonna cut it because I could pay the rent, but like I still gotta eat. I still gotta take myself out, take my girl out. Like, I still gotta enjoy life. So then what I did was I started looking for ways to make money. And I did the typical thing we all do, right? Is we look on YouTube or look on Google, and we basically say, hey, what's ways to make money, right? So I looked up some ways to make money and I saw eBay. Now, mind you, I wasn't really too fond of making money online at this time. I really was used to like taking a phone, selling this phone to somebody, and then getting a physical cash where I can count it, right? So at this time, like, eBay sound good, but it was a risk because I'm like, I'm not trying to ship this and not know if I'm gonna get this money back. So I started an eBay, and I'll never forget. Like, everything I'm saying is facts. I started eBay. I started at eBay. I went to the Sprint guy, the Sprint owner that I knew, and he had some inventory. I said, "Hey, what inventory are you not holding up on your wall that I can buy from you? I'll buy it wholesale or I'll buy it retail, whatever. Just let me know." He had these. Okay, these headphones right here were the headphones that he gave me. He was like, "Yo, I can give these to you for $3.50." And it was like, but you got to buy 500. And at that time, I was like, yo, this is all my rent bread. Like, I'm trying to actually put bread on top of the rent bread so that I can be able to pay rent. So he was like, well, this is covering my costs, right? Because I had to pay for shipping. He started breaking down expenses. Long story short, I took all of my rent money, and this was the date. I don't remember, but I know it was in the middle of the month. It was like really, really close to the point that if I didn't recoup this money, I wasn't going to be able to pay rent. But I knew for a fact that even if I didn't pay rent, that they weren't going to kick me out immediately, right? So I said, you know what? I'm going to take this rent bread and I'm going to go buy these headphones. Now, I was scared as hell. And this is when the iPhone 5C was out, um, the iPhone SE, the first generation iPhone SE was out, the iPhone 6. And I think the iPhone 7 was out. And I was thinking to myself, no, the iPhone 7 wasn't out because these headphones had this little jack, like the aux. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna buy these headphones because I didn't want to be the one to go to Walmart and start looking in the clearance section and trying to buy products that's on set. Like, I wanted to get a certain product that I can sell, that I can source, right? So I go. And as I go and buy these headphones and give all of my money, now logically, let's just say it wasn't all of the rent money. It was still some money left over. But I took the majority of the money I was going to spend on rent, and then I put it into these headphones. Now, I listed these headphones and got no sales on eBay. I didn't get no sales on eBay. And I was late for rent. Okay. Now I ended up making the rent for the next month, but I was still behind now at this point. These sat on my eBay for 6 months. No, I'm lying. Like 3-4 months, because I remember me staying behind and my landlord being like, "Hey, Brandon, are you going to pay the late fees? And are you going to pay the rest of your rent. And then I remember I was just stalled, and I'm like, yeah. I just had a family emergency. I'm sorry. And I kept prolonging, but I had butterflies. Y'all ever had butterflies in your stomach, or like that feeling in your chest where you like really nervous because you're like, damn, like I really might be put out of my apartment because I invested in headphones and I believed in this little app called eBay. And I wasn't getting any sales. I wasn't getting nothing. So I'm like, all right, yo, like something gotta give. Now, mind you, I'm still flipping phones, so I'm able to keep up with the current, but not the past due. So I'll never forget this. Like the third month, I done forgot about the headphones and the eBay. I'm more so trying to get more phones to buy to be able to make the bread up. So, boom. Mind you, I just lost my store. So like I'm already in a bad space mentally. I'm having a baby on the way. I just lost my store. I put all my bread up from my rent to invest in 500 headphones that ain't making me no money. So mentally, I'm just like really out of it. Plus, I'm dealing with a pregnant woman. Plus, I'm scared because I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be that man that I need to be for my child, right? So, a lot of things was going on in my head, and I made so many irrational decisions. But the third month came, and I got one sale, and I would never forget what it said. The one sale was for $6. It was an offer. It was for $6.50. So I was like to myself, $6.50? Like what the I think I listed them for like $12, which explains why they weren't selling. But $6.50. So boom. Plus they paid for shipping. So all right. I sold it. Next day, $12. But two headphones instead of one. Then next day, 15, five headphones. Like they started all ordering in bulk. So I started selling these headphones, but I wasn't making money. I was more so recouping my money plus making maybe a little bit of bread from the headphones. Long story short, out of the 500 headphones that I sold, I probably only recouped my money and made probably, if I was to guess what I made back in return, it probably was like $200, nothing crazy. But my eBay was getting good results. I was getting good reviews, and I felt like I actually was operating a business. So now I'm thinking, all right, like my baby mom in the crib. I got the crib ski. You know what I mean? I'm still a little bit late on the rent because I put all my bread into these dumb behind products. I just reinvested my money and I stayed late on the rent. And when I did that, I started to get more sales, and then I started to be able to get at least 500 every single week off of eBay. And once I did that, it took off. Now, why am I telling y'all that story? I'm telling y'all that story for anybody that is watching this right now and you tried to sell on eBay or you tried to sell on any type of app, right? And you tried to do what everybody on YouTube is showing you, like, oh my God, make $1,000 in a week selling this and drop shipping that, right? I was that person that did it, but didn't get no result. But peep the story though. I didn't quit though. You feel me? Like I didn't give up. Like I was late on my bills. I had a baby on the way. I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to be the man. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to pay all the bills. And I still kept at it. Now, fast forward, I have an automation business where I have assistants that work with my clientele. And now in the fourth quarter, we're at, I don't want to say the exact amount yet until the end, but we're at six figures in earnings for everybody. And I started barely being able to make money off of this platform. I wasn't able to make no money off of eBay. I wasn't able to make anything. Okay. Now, boom. It took me 3 months, guys. It took me 3 months. And I don't think it needs to take you 3 months. I don't think it needs to take you less than 2 weeks. But yes, it takes time. And if you're somebody out there that is working a job and you're getting a check, I was not getting a check. I wasn't getting a check. I wasn't getting a job. You want to know whose fault that is? It's mine. I should have went and got a job. But I didn't because remember, I already had a store. I lost my store due to me signing my freaking store over to somebody. But regardless, I thought I was too good. So if you out there and you working 9 to 5, And I know I talk a lot of stuff about, hey, 9 to 5, this, and 9 to 5 jobs are awesome. They're always good when you're trying to start out with a business. And I will never disrespect somebody that wants to have a business but works in 9 to 5 so they can maintain and fuel their business. But I will criticize people that have 9 to 5s. They want a business, but they're putting all of their effort and energy into that 9 to 5 and not even focusing on their business. Their boss is telling them, hey, can you come in and work solid shift? Well, instead of working solid shift, I should be working on my damn business. That's when I criticize. But gosh, man, I wish I had a job at that point in time. Okay, I wish, but I didn't. And I sat there and I banged that shit out with eBay. But it took time. And it will take time for you guys too. Like, ain't nothing fitting to start happening out of nowhere. Nothing. Nothing starts out of nowhere. There's no fantasy. Whatever person on TikTok, eBay, I said eBay, TikTok, YouTube, Google, Instagram, wherever, all of these people saying that they making all of this and doing all of that, it didn't happen out of nowhere. And 9 times out of 10, it is all fabricated and it's all just blew up to a point to where they're just trying to make it seem better than what it is, right? I'm not. I'm gonna tell you this. I was broke for a while after I lost my store. Broke minded, broke physically, broke mentally, broke financially, broke hearted, everything. Depressed. Depressed. It's a different type of feeling when you got a partner, a significant other, right? And then you like, yo, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna handle it. You feel me? Because you used to being that man because you got this store. Now you signed the store over because you're thinking that it's going to be this, and then it doesn't turn out that way. That person sees that failure, and you're like, oh, don't even worry about it. I'm gonna bounce back. And then you say you're gonna bounce back, and you give them, hey, I'm gonna do this idea, and it's gonna be X, Y, and Z. And then they sit there and see you fell at that too. Then you start to think to yourself, damn, I'm telling this person all of this stuff, and I keep failing. I look like a nut. I look stupid. But I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of entrepreneurs that are successful in my circle that I know, they look stupid at first. They look dumb at first. Their ideas didn't work at first. But it's all about the people that stuck by you. But most importantly, is you showed the people that stuck by you that you didn't give up on yourself because you believed in yourself more than you believed in anybody else or anything else. Like, you got to be your number one supporter no matter what. Because every single day when you wake up and you look yourself in the mirror, you got to know that it's another chance to grind, another chance to make it. Now, fast forward, stores, eBay automation, YouTubes, and content creation, and just building and having a community. I'm growing, right? But I'm still not a finished product. But I was broke. It took me a while, and I was not an expert. And I'm still not an expert. But I will tell you this, right? I will tell you this. I have been able to help people make money. Now, it ain't about me helping them make money expeditiously. I'm not here to say I help people make money, life-changing money in a week or 2 weeks. No, because I can't help nobody do nothing. They got to help themselves. I can give you the foundation that I use. I can help you mentally. I can help you when it comes to giving you my network, the people that I know, the systems that I know, the systems that I wish I had. But I'm gonna tell you something. This shit is hard. This shit is hard. Making money on your own is hard, depressing, not okay. It's so much easier just clocking in and clocking out, going home, being content, waking up, doing the same thing over and over again. It's so much easier. It's so much easier. Right now, I could be doing something, twiddling my thumbs, watching the election and doing this, that, and the third right now. And I wouldn't have to worry about my business, right? But I'm going to tell you something. It's some type of freedom that you get when you know that the shit that you got, you work for. Now, I'm not saying people that work a 9 to 5, the checks that come in their account, they don't feel like they work for. Obviously, they do, but it didn't come from them depending on themselves. When I make a dollar, I know that dollar came from me actually getting results for people. It came from me actually spending time and believing in myself. Every penny I got in my bank accounts, I know for a fact that is that's the benefits that I was able to get from me failing so fucking much. I failed so much, I left Philadelphia and moved to California to try and get away from the problems. So everybody out there that like you feel like you've been failing a lot and you like, yo, I can't do it no more. Like I'm done failing. I'm moving. It's the area. I got a few friends like that. Now I cut them motherfuckers off because it's not the area. Not the area at all. It's you. You're the reason why. You're the reason you are failing. No matter if you move to Cali, you move to Bali, you move to Florida, you move to Canada. The problems that you have, the issues, it could be issues with family, your baby mom, your brother, your mother, your sister, your cousin, your grandma. It could be business. I did it. I sat there. I said, you know what? I lost my store. I'm broke. I done spent my rent on these stupid behind headphones. And it's like, I just, I got a kid on the way. And I'm like, oh, like this don't make no sense. Shorty done saw me fail. So I already know she don't respect me. My family told me not to do this, and I did it. They told me to get a job. My mama then told me to go to college. I didn't do it. Let me just get away. That's gonna be easy. If I just go ahead and get away, then I can start new. And I did it. I did it. I met some nice people. I every day I woke up. Now, don't get twisted now. All right. When I say it was broke, now don't think that I wasn't still hustling and grinding. Like I was flipping phones. You know what I mean? I was doing my thing. But like when I moved out to California, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I moved out to Cali. And in Philly, you wake up and all of the houses are the same, really. Um, you have like a lot of like miserable people that you just see on an everyday basis. Like now, some people in Philly, they cool, they good. You know what I mean? Everything cool. But you do be having the guys that walk around like this. You know what I mean? And like they got that stink ass face and they just weird, like they just hate the world. Customer service ain't the best. You know what I mean? Now, I live in the suburbs, outside of Philly. But when you go into Philly, the customer service ain't always the best. The people ain't always the nicest. So I'm with a Cali. I mean, it's a little different because there's people from everywhere there, right? So I move out there. I'm talking to people. I meet a party promoter. I end up getting in the clubs for free. I end up building out there. Everything good. But every night that I came home to my nice apartment, it looked like a resort. Every day I wake up, it was a fountain right near my window. Palm trees and the sun and everything was good. But when I woke up and looked at that beautiful view, in the back of my head, I was still fucked up. In the back of my head, I was still fucked up. No matter how much money I got, because I was getting money from Philly and Cali at this point. But like, it wasn't the money. Like, I was still messed up. So I moved back because I had shit to handle. So to everybody out there that's like, yo, like, it's just not working for me, B. It's not working for me. Like, this ain't working. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not enough. I'm broke. Nah, the point is you can do it. You're just not willing to wait. You're not willing to work and work and work in that dark. You're not willing to sit there and sit in that darkness. Sit there and see how hard it takes to actually reach that threshold where you actually out there. Now you like, you know what I mean? Like I done made 100K the last 3 months now. Now I done made a little something. Like it's like you're not willing to wait because you feel like when you're out there and you're looking and you're seeing people, they're showing you all of their wins. They're showing you all of the times that they won, but they're not showing you the times they sat there and ain't get shit. Like I ain't tell y'all about the times where I sat there and I applied for a store and I got denied. I didn't tell y'all about how I sat there and I employed like 5 repairmen and they did nothing but steal my clientele. I didn't tell y'all about how I sat there. I had money. I had a nice camera. I had my laptop all in the car while I went to go ball, and somebody broke into my wheel and stole all my stuff. I didn't tell y'all how I wanted to sit there and have another child. I had another child. I was so happy. I'm like, yeah, I got a baby girl. Great, cool. But then I'm freaking struggling to put diapers on her ass. I didn't tell y'all how it's like, oh man, like this is not how you scale a business. I can't just get other locations. I had to learn the hard way. I didn't tell you, like we content create, but we show you guys the good part, right? But what is the bad part? I didn't tell you how many times I sat there crying, building up presentations for other businesses just so that I can be able to maintain and still stay afloat. I didn't tell you how I sat there and sometimes had to make payment arrangements to pay the rents on my store. Like I didn't tell you how was struggling and I sat in my store crying many a nights because I'm like, yo, bro, like this finna be that last month. If people don't walk up in this thing, I ain't gonna make no money. Like if people don't walk in this store this month, fuck that. This week, I've had times where it's like, damn, like I ain't seen a customer in 3 weeks. And if I don't see one soon, I'm gonna have to close. But then the employees walk in and you just like, hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? But like in your head, you really fucked up. In your head, you really like, yo, I don't know how I'm finna make this. Like, it's a lot when it comes to having a mindset of just moving forward, yo. Like, it's depressing. Like, this shit is not like a job where you know it's coming. It's literally the opposite. You don't know what's coming. Like I just caught somebody stealing AirPods. Like not just one pair, but 3 months of stealing AirPods. I saw somebody at McDonald's. They knew me from repairing a phone from one of their siblings. They're like, hey, are you guys hiring? I said, come by the store and do this interview. Boom. Came by, did the interview. Everything was good. Boom. Left McDonald's, came up in the store, started working. Boom. Cool. Then I got one manager calling me saying, yo, I just sent you a clip from this camera. Look at this camera and tell me what you see. And I see this person taking AirPods. I also see the person ringing their friends out for AirPods with discounts. Right. So I'm like, nah, I can't be. Not the person I just took out of McDonald's that was begging me for a job. Not that person. It ain't that, bro. Like that person not finna do me like that, bro. Like it should just. I said, nah, bro. You gotta let's sit down and talk to him and stuff. And then when we sit down and say, hey, we need to talk, the person don't show up anymore. And then when we start doing our audit, our inventory audit, then you see that it's 38 AirPods missing. And 3 phones. 14 Pro, like a 11, and like a 15 Pro Max, I think. Well, who gonna make up for that? But yeah, we can get on here and be like, yo, what's up, guys? This is how you make $1 billion. But like while you're looking at someone's success and maybe a lot of content creators, I don't think really think about it like, yo, when you just consistently push out your success but don't really show your failures, you're sort of kind of doing the opposite of what you're saying you're going to do for your audience, right? Like you're trying to empower people and you're trying to show people how to make money, but you're also not telling them that when you're trying to make money, you're also going to lose money. And you're 9 times out of 10 going to lose way more money than you're going to make at first. I have people that set up calls with me and then they hear about my automation service. So my automation service, for a little description, is where we list, ship, and we provide products. I got a warehouse in New Jersey full of products, right? It's funny. The young man that only could afford these type of headphones to start out, now I got a whole bunch of products. Right now I ship products all around the world. But here's the thing. That didn't come overnight. That didn't come over years. It came over me having to kiss ass, me having to be friends with people I didn't really want to be friends with, me being humbled, me having to actually lose friends, losing partnerships. It came with a lot of stumbles and falls, and a lot of times me sitting there investing in different products and not even receiving the product because the person scammed me. Like, came with a lot of failures and a lot of like times where it's like, yo, that loss, that might have been the knockout right there. Like if that loss right there, that hurt. Because I don't know if I'll be able to make that back. But that's why, and I'm not really into religion like that right now. Like I'm not really as into praying and reading the Bible as much as I should. But he always got me. I don't know how, but I don't. It's no other way to really like justify it, right? And the point that I'm trying to say on a sporadic rant is that no matter what, whatever content creators you watch, whatever influencers you indulge in, I think it's important to understand that that person is a influence when it comes to showing steps that they succeeded in. But like you have to be the influence to yourself, especially when you reach those low points that people don't show you because they're embarrassed. Like I had a partner that I really wanted to work with, and I loved this guy, and we were really cool, but he lost his car investing in my dream. This guy got his car repoed because he believed in me so much, and the way that I was paying him wasn't enough for him to be able to supplement his car payment, and he lost his car. And guess who got to live with that scar? Me. I got to live with that because every day I wake up, I got to see that person. Now that person then went to go work for somebody else, but like I gotta live with the fact that I sold a dream to somebody, and that dream that I sold to this person, and it wasn't nothing with reselling or phone flipping, it was a modeling agency at the time, but I sold this dream to this person. The person did not recoup or make any money, but they actually stopped working to work on this with me, and I came out victorious, but they didn't. I failed them. Like that's a crazy ass scar you live with, because it's like, damn, like I'm the reason, like you believed in me so much that you stopped this to actually build. And then when we tried to build, it didn't work out, and you lost something. And like now, fast forward, I'm good and you're not. Or I missed out on a lot of events with my kids now. My kid, I mean, I hear it all the time till this day, like, hey dad, when do you get a break? When don't you have to work? But little do we know, like his birthday on the 11th. Like if I stop working, son, I might not be able to get you that present you want. But if I had a job, it's more so like, hey son, so my off days are on Tuesdays at like 6 p.m. we can go to Six Flags, and like I'll be able, because I have something to depend on. But why do I choose this life? I choose this life because I think that I understand that sacrificing yourself with the understanding that the wealth that you create can be passed. I think that's true leadership, as not just, well, I have to just speak for men. I can't speak for women, like I say all the time, but as a man, like that's the true leadership that I wish to leave behind is, like, man, he didn't do everything he said he wanted to do before he left, but he ain't never give up. He ain't never give up. Y'all know when everybody at the funeral and they looking down at the casket, I want everybody to think and feel, and I want people to read that this guy had a lot of goals. He had a lot of goals, and he had a lot of dreams and wanted to build a lot of things, and he did not build them all. But one thing that he did not do is he did not give up. Because then the people are left behind now, they'll take that and hopefully run with that and do the same. And that's how you build generational wealth. I think a lot of us, we like, oh, I want to build generational wealth. And we think that generational wealth starts with us as far as we're the ones to put the money in everybody's pockets. But that I don't think is necessarily true for everybody. Now, I ain't saying I don't think it's true for me, but I'm saying it's not true for everybody. Some of us, we have to do these things, start these businesses and fail because the next person that picks it up in our families, they'll say, oh, okay, well, he failed at that, this, and that. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to avoid that. And then I must pick up here and look, boom, success. It's a formula for everybody, and everybody just doesn't have the patience to figure it out. But I think that that's where we all grow. We all build is we the people that are infatuated with figuring out the formula, just like they're really infatuated with their phones and turning on TikToks or Instagrams, and how they are obsessed with watching this and figuring out that, or oh, Baddies is coming on tonight. What time does Baddies start? Oh my God, it's late. It's on late. It's not on yet. 2 episodes, yay. Oh, next Sunday. Like, we could be so hype, include myself. We could be so hype about things like that, but we can't be as hype trying to figure out the formula to reaching the success we're meant to reach. I think it's a real big I think it makes sense though, because if everybody was infatuated with finding a formula for success in their own right, everybody would be successful and success wouldn't exist, right? But I think the point that everybody is distracted in their own way gives you more right to be the successful person you want to be. All right. So, YouTube, we're going to go on with this slide. All right. Thank you for listening to that. I hope that gave somebody some type of insight or motivation, because, again, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of being fucked up. I'm tired of failing. I'm tired of being in my head. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being upset. I'm tired of not reaching a goal I really feel as though I'm destined to reach. So sometimes I'm like, yo, let me go work. Sometimes I'm like, man, me personally, sometimes I'm like, yo, I know my best friend got this multi-million-dollar business. Yo, bro, I need a break, broski. Like, yo, give me some type of position real quick for like 6 months and let me just chill. But then I think to myself, if I do that, how many lessons would I miss out on? How much success would I miss out on? Because life, and this is the last part I'll give, life, right? The way I look at life is like we're all on a path. If you make that wrong turn on that path, you can never turn back. So every time I think about giving up, I think about that. I think about one foot in front of the other. Shit pisses me off every day. I'm highly irritable, highly impatient sometimes, definitely highly emotional. Why? Because I've been I've been finessed a lot in my life, especially when it comes to business. So, when you're told you ain't gonna be shit, you actually you start to really want to prove people wrong. But if you let all of these flaws get to you and you start to actually let them knock you off of your path, and you start making the wrong turns, you start being like, you know what? Listen, I ain't working on my business today. Like, I'm not doing it, bro. Cause I ain't seeing the sales. I ain't working on eBay. I'm not investing in eBay. I'm not doing it because, like, bro, like, if I'm not making no money. I ain't making no money. And that's why the people that think like that are still broke. They're still broke. Oh no, I'm not broke. I got money. Where you get the money from? My job. Where else? Nowhere else. Like, what are you talking about? Exactly. In my opinion, and this is my humble opinion, somebody that gets money from one source, and that source is not controlled by them, they're broke. Why? Because I will never let a man tell me what I can bring to my table. I've seen too many people fired and not have money. I've literally I've lent people money that lost their jobs and couldn't feed or put diapers on their babies. I will never ever have respect, genuine respect for a person. Now hear me out. For a person that says they want to build but is satisfied letting somebody dictate how much they can bring to their table home. I would never have that respect. Because don't tell me you want to build, but you're not willing to take the risk. Don't tell me that. Because I'm not that type of person. You can't tell me you want to do something and not do it. Because if you tell me you want to do something and not do it and sit around me, I know for a fact if I tell you I want to do something, you ain't going to hold me accountable when I slip. And I don't need a motherfucker around me like that. I'll ignore your calls over and over and over and over again. My friends know it. I won't block you. I just won't pick up. And me not picking up ain't me loving you, man. I got a friend calling me every morning. I love you, my guy. I love you, my guy. He called me while I was on the stream right here. Dead ass. Y'all think I'm capping, huh? All right, bet. Hold up, because y'all be thinking I'm lying, huh? Let me show y'all. He called me while, I don't even know how I'm going to show this. I can't, well, I don't want to leave no man. But he called me, okay? He called me. Oh, I could do this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, because I want to show y'all. I don't want nobody to think I'm capping my rep. It ain't no cap in my rep. You feel me? Hold on. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to screenshot this first. Because y'all going, yeah. Listen, I do not allow people to intervene with me and what I got going on. That's 10 something, right? And we've been on live that time, 10:33. And I love you, my guy. I love you like a fat kid love cake, but I don't got time for you right now. I'm locked in. You hear me? I'm locked in, and I cannot entertain anybody that's not locked in. I can't entertain anybody that won't make sure that I am locked in when I fall off. That's why I exit. All right. All right. I think I went on a rant long enough. Y'all know I can talk. Y'all know I get in. I get active. You heard me? I get active when we talking about this motivation and we talking about this failure aspect when it comes to being an entrepreneur and success. Because listen, I've sat in rooms with 4 walls and sat there and talked to myself a lot. Because that's what it takes. But anyway, eBay automation. Okay, so eBay automation is where we list, ship, and we provide products for you. Okay, if you guys can't see this, make sure you follow me on YouTube at Hustler Taught Me. Okay, Hustler Taught Me all together. Hustler Taught Me. That is my YouTube. Subscribe. Tune into your boy. Now, eBay automation was created because I wanted to make sure that people were able to have their job, but also be able to create an income stream right beside it. Okay. I remember talking to reps that were in my store and they're like, yo, I want to make bread. I want to make extra money. And me figuring out, hey, how about you do X? How about you do this? And they're like, oh, well, I'm always here. I don't have time. I remember talking to people in T-Mobiles and AT&Ts that work for me now, and they're like, yo, I cannot build an extra income stream because I'm always at work. So what did I do? I created a product, I created a service that helped people develop their own side income to supplement the income that they're currently working on so that they can start with their businesses, their other income streams, so they have more money to bring home. Everybody doesn't have the option to be an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't. Some people, some of y'all done messed up, okay? Because y'all got like 18 kids and y'all only 23. Okay, so it's like you can't even work on your business at this moment right now because you got mad bills. You got mad bills. Some of us, we cannot start to just say, hey, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to start my business. I'm not blind to it. Some of us, we have to work, correct? Some of us, we have to get down. We have to make sure that we are providing at home because nobody else will. We have to make sure we take care of ourselves and take care of our kids because nobody else will. Some of us have to have jobs so we can afford health care because nobody else will. Some of us have to sit there and work because we want to create an environment or whatever you have going on. I understand it, and this is why we have eBay automation. Okay, we also have Mercari automation, but today we're gonna focus on eBay automation. All right, now with eBay automation, we list, ship, and we provide products for you. Now we list products for you, we ship the products for you, and most importantly, we give the products to you. I have a warehouse in New Jersey that I get all of the products and we ship them for you. Every product that is listed on your eBay will ship for you. That means while you're at work, products are shipping. While you're at work, products are listing. While you're in the bed, products are listing. And you have an assistant that does all of this that you can talk to 24/7. Okay. Now, eBay Marketplace. Now, I had one of my team members put this all together, and it's a lot. But it also is all effective and it helps everybody in every aspect, right? So I'm going to read some of this through. Bear with me. eBay Mart, and we have a bunch of results. We also have a lot of pain points that will be answered. If you have any questions, feel free to respond. I got your back like a bra strap. Now, active sellers. As of recent reports, eBay has over 19 million active sellers globally. Now, eBay is second to Amazon, of course, right? Why don't I have Amazon automation? Because Amazon is highly competitive, and I mean, they compete with their sellers. I don't want to work with a platform that sells literally by their sellers. I'm a business-minded individual. I'm not a dumb individual. And people that sell on Amazon, while it does make sense for some people like me in the electronics field, if I'm selling this, right, and I'm making money selling this, I'll be damned if the next week I see Amazon having their own listing on their own platform above my listing, talking about they're selling it for cheaper. Like, what is this, Walmart? Like, what, you putting great value next to my product? I don't like that. So that's why you don't see me really talking about Amazon at all, because I understand business, and eBay is the best platform when it comes to, hey, I will compete with the people that have the products that are not owners of the platform and dictating the algorithm, right? So again, 19 million active sellers. Now, when we say 19 active sellers, and let's say that you're not selling on eBay, then I don't know what you're doing. If 19 million people are on this selling, you need to be as well. Even if you make $100 a week, it can help you. So if you don't have an eBay and you're talking about, I want to be an entrepreneur, I don't understand. Okay. Now, let me explain to you why. Because eBay can sell most of your merchandise, unless you're selling digital products and you're on that wave, which that's a whole different field. We're aiming on, and I'm not even about to do it. I'm not going to go into that spiel because you already know I could go on a rant about that. All right. Now, eBay facilitates over 1.7 billion transactions annually. Now, obviously, we already know eBay gets a lot of transactions. Whenever I sell a phone, you want to know what the first place one of these, well, most people go to, they either go to Amazon or they go to eBay, and they go look for cases and screen protectors and headphones. When anybody, I know it was probably one of y'all too, y'all done went into T-Mobile or AT&T and you brought a phone and they were trying to sell you that highly marked up phone case for $50 to $60 because they got to pay their employees and they need to mark up the case. Like, the cases are worth like $8.50, if that. Okay, trust me, I didn't seen where they sourced them. Casemate, Tech 21, all of these case companies, they're getting these cases for $5.50, $8.50, some $9.50. The MagSafe cases, they cost a little bit. But again, like all of those products, I have been able, and this is just a few, these are sample products for a product box that I'm about to send. A few products, prime example, cases, right? Like MagSafe cases, like the ones that they sell and they try to charge you $40 for screen protectors. I know because I had a partnership with T-Mobile where we sell these for $40 and we say you can get a free screen protector every time it cracks. Obviously, because it only costs $1. It makes sense. Ain't no subscriber of this plan, and I'm saying what T-Mobile thinks. Ain't no subscriber of this plan finna go get 40 screen protectors. We're gonna make our return regardless. Okay. So it's like you got all of these people making these transactions and all of these people selling. Why aren't you? Okay. Now, the market is expected to exceed 6 trillion by 2024. Obviously, we're at the end of it. And the reason I put this is because, or I'm highlighting it, is because $6 trillion was made this year. But like, if you guys look at how everything is going and how everything's digital and people are going into stores less, obviously, when phones get released, just to give you guys a heads up, if you don't know, people don't go into stores like they used to get new phones. They don't. Because some of them do, but when they're doing like pre-orders and stuff, that's why a lot of these cell phone companies, they're going to start closing stores fast, especially AT&T. They fucking suck. If you got AT&T, you need to get out of that. But regardless, I'm telling you right now, everything is going digital. Everything's going via computer. You need to make sure that you're having a store that is virtual, okay? Increased sales during the holidays. eBay reports a 20% increase in sales during the holiday, during the holiday season. You know what that means? That means it's the perfect time, and this is why I'm doing this, is because during the holidays, that's when you make the most money when you're selling on selling apps. And this money you make, you then reinvest into products starting January, and then you keep going, and then you just keep recycling the same behavior. I'm telling y'all. Sellers challenges, right? So studies indicate that over 50% of eBay sellers spend more than 10 hours per week managing listings. I would tell you guys this. This is absolutely true, but I think it's even more. Because I remember when I was selling on eBay and I had that goal and I needed to make rent, I was on eBay a lot. Okay. The reason is because I was trying to force a result because I wasn't getting one. So I was so busy trying to figure it out. Like I got students that say, hey, Brandon, should I pay for views? Why would you pay for views? Views are not going to get you sales. Hey, I'm looking at it and I've revised it about 5 times, but I'm not getting a result because it's not about you revising the product. The product sucks. That's why. Let's be real, right? Like sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves, and that's why we spend so much on eBay is because we're not getting the results we want. So we thinking that if we spend more time, we're going to get more results when that's not the truth. If we start to actually do something different, we then get the results because obviously the way we're doing it is not necessarily getting us the results we want. So let's try something different, right? Like let's bring in an expert. Let's get a way to outsource. Now, I learned outsourcing is very important. You're looking at somebody that was like, yo, I got my store. I'm not hiring nobody. I'm working myself, and that's it. I'm doing this myself because I'm the only person that can trust me, right? And I just told you guys how I had somebody stealing AirPods, right? So you might be like, well, Brandon, like you just got robbed. Yeah, you're right. I just got robbed. But I failed to mention how that person made me $10,000 in sales because they were on commission and how I'm not releasing her commission because she stole. And I'm going to keep all of that profit, which that profit then it still gives me a return. No matter what outsourcing, it makes you better. It gets you more reach. It gets you more people. It could put you in a better position. So I would always urge you, no matter what field you're in, eBay, Mercari, Etsy, whatever, outsource. Like, I'm not telling you to pay for promotions. When you first get your eBay, don't pay for promotions. Don't do that. I'm saying if you don't know how to do something, it's nothing wrong with paying somebody to do it for you that gets results. Make sure they show you their results, though. Don't just start paying people, okay? Make sure they give you results, okay? Now, customer service. So a survey found that 45% of online sellers struggle with customer service due to high volume. Now, I will tell you this is true. What does this mean? Or how am I keen to this? Like, how do I know? Because when I first got my first order for 500 plus headphones, I didn't ship them off. Like, I'm not lying there. I didn't ship it off. What the heck? Anyway, I was looking at the camera in my store, but yeah, I didn't ship it off. Okay, so I was so overwhelmed that I didn't go to the post office because I kept getting, every time I would go to the post office, I got another order and then another one and another one. And I didn't know how to get the boxes, how to get the packages. I didn't know how. We have a warehouse for that. We have a warehouse full of boxes and envelopes and packages and labels. So it's like, okay, now that solves that problem because see, as you might think, you might be like, well, I want a million orders. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people that would get a million orders wouldn't even fulfill all of them because listing is easy. But what happens when somebody starts buying all of your products all at once? And now you look at your phone, you got 50 orders. Then you look at your phone, you got 238. Then you look at your phone, you got 568. Then you like, damn, like, well, how am I going to get the box? How am I going to get the envelopes? How am I going to get the labels? It's that difficult when you are scaling. Okay, that's the back office things people don't talk about. Okay, now benefits of automating your service, right? So automating is basically effectively having it to where somebody is actually doing all of the process when it comes to the back office for you, right? So you have the platform, so you sign up for the eBay, obviously, and what we do is we don't mess with any of your bank accounts. You keep 100% of the profit, but you give your assistant, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but you give your assistant a budget. Hey, assistant, this week my budget is $250. Take this $250, pay yourself, and go and make me money. That's it. Automation. Go make me more than I spent. Automation. Now, let me tell you when it becomes dumb. When you go and you say, Facebook, I have this product here. Okay. Yeah. I have these AirPods here. Facebook, okay? And with these AirPods, I want you to promote these AirPods. I'm gonna give you $250. I want you to promote this, and I want to make money. This is where people don't think, okay? While Facebook ads are very beneficial, they become less productive and less beneficial to a business when you're saying, okay, I have a product that everybody has. I want to market and advertise this product with this picture that is going to go against the same exact people with the same exact picture, and I want to make money. Yeah, Facebook will take your money, but the profit isn't going to come, and you're not going to be able to make your money because one, it's not personal. It's not somebody that is making sure that your products are revised or put in a different position than it was before because the way it was isn't making money. It's not going to produce you different types of variations and results. Now you might be like, yes, it will, because I can set up my ad to do this and do that. You can. I'm not saying ads are bad. Ads are good, but ads are not beneficial when they do not already work without having that platform need to push it out. Doing ads are great once you're getting results, but I can't expect Facebook to take my 250 and make sure that I recoup my investment when Bob right next door to me says, you know what, I got the same product this idiot got. I'm getting a little something, something. So I'm gonna go ahead. I want to pay $500 for advertisement. Now you're going against him, and your money doesn't outweigh his. So then you're not going to see the results that you really want. All right. So that's where it's like automation is kind of better for you because you'll have a person that is out there working for you and not going and being persuaded by other people's financial bids, right? Because customers, when you're doing ads, the customer acquisition, like per click, it costs money, and money rules everything, right? Especially for these big platforms. So if your money isn't long enough to be able to mess with the next competitor, you're promoting to a smaller audience than the person that is your competitor, right? So when you do it with a person, it's a bit different. All right. Sellers that use automation tools have reported an increase in sales ranging from 15% to 50% due to optimized listing and improved response times. So that's another thing, right? An ad doesn't respond to a lead. I have so many phone flippers, guys, that believe phone flipping leads are good until they start actually advertising, and then they get a little leads, some leads, but they don't even know how to convert. They don't know how to convert. The beautiful thing with a product is it's a couple, but I'll say about two. They don't talk back and they sell themselves when you put them in front of the right people. All right. Studies show that 80% of eBay sellers who implement automation tools express higher satisfaction with their sellers' experience, leading to better retention and loyalty. Now, that's true because if somebody sees you being consistent with your eBay automation assistant, will make sure you're consistent because, again, we got a lot of things going on, right? Like, I can't expect to be consistent on eBay when I have a family that I have to raise, right? And when I have a job and all this other stuff. Like I have other things to do, right? So I can't be as consistent as the next person that has an assistant. You know what I mean? Like I gotta be able to compete. And that's how eBay is in general, is you got to be able to compete with the people in China that's selling their products for extra cheap, right? I get my products cheap because I buy a bunch in one bulk, right? And they're all in the US, right? So we're not shipping from China or Hong Kong or anything like that or Vietnam. We're shipping from the United States of America. We're shipping from the state right next to me, right? So that's the beauty. Last but not least, I believe, reduce burnout. Listen, I've been burnt out plenty of times in my life. I'm sure you have. Burnt out. Let me explain. Being burnt out is when you're just like, yo, I've been doing so much. Mentally, I need a break. This is where outsourcing comes. I would say it's really beneficial. And I've learned this in literally a few weeks ago. I was burnt out. But the beauty is having managers, employees, and other people working for you that sort of kind of would help you. If you have 4 stores and you're bouncing between all of them, you can easily get burnt out and want to quit, right? But if you are somewhat sharing the money that you make, which you wouldn't share anything you make with eBay automation, okay? You can influence people to help you get the results that you want. Okay. So results suggest that automation helps reduce sellers' burnout, with 60% of sellers reporting a better work-life balance after implementing automation solutions. All right. And again, like it's very important for you to make sure that you are not only benefiting from helping yourself by including other people to help you, but also you want to be able to have a work-life balance, because what are you working for if you don't have a life aspect to your work, right? Like you want to be able to come home and talk to people and enjoy life and go on trips, right? But you have to first earn it, right? So, all right, last month we had somebody start at $0. Obviously, people start at $0 all the time. We rarely do have anybody within a month that does not have any money. Like I don't think I've ever seen it where anybody has done automation for a month and didn't make any money. That would be kind of absurd. But this person has not made money, and they have been trying to do it themselves. So they're sort of kind of in the same situation that I was in, where you're listing and you're listing and you're listing and you're listing, but you're not getting nothing, right? Like you're like, yo, I'm getting views, watches, but nobody is indulging in my product. It becomes frustrating. Like I've been there. I've been to the point on Mercari and eBay where I'm like, yo, like I'm doing everything right. Like they just don't bang with me. Like it's just the platform. The platform doesn't like me. Now, I'll tell you this, that's not true, right? The platform does not discriminate. It's 9 times out of 10 the way that you are listing, or it's the way that you're pricing, or it's the product pictures, or it's the description, or it's the title. It's so many different ways, right? That you can help benefit yourself when it comes to altering and revising your product. Now, this person had some products. We didn't use or touch any of their products. We only used the products in the warehouse, and we listed some products and was able within that first 13 days of working on the automation, we were able to get them $575.97. Now, let me be fully transparent. When it comes to shipping, we have two options, right? We have the option to have the customer pay for shipping or for you to pay for shipping. This person decided to do a split. So at first, when we first are trying to build and grow, we have the customer get free shipping, right? We pay for the shipping, obviously, because we want to make sure that we start to get the reviews, right? So sometimes a little tip for anybody that is selling on a selling app, you want to make sure that you are giving free shipping. Why? Because you have to get the concept of taking little now, making more later. And sometimes we have to literally say, you know what? I will take this $3 profit and I will pay for your shipping, but you think that all I'm getting is the $3. But in essence, I'm also getting a review from you. That review will last for months, maybe years. The shipping that I just gave you only lasts for what? 2 days, 3 days? That's as valuable as it is. But I want a long time benefit, I'd say, right? So if you want a long time benefit, that's when you will say, you know what? Okay, I'll give you free shipping. So that's how we start off. So we did half and half. Person made $575.97. If you want to talk about profit, I believe this person made around $385 when we calculated it after like shipping and stuff. What is wrong with my hand? So yeah. All right, next. So this is the person. They text our store phone and they said, I just wanted to say thank you for the help and the plug with the Clean and Connect. Wanted to show you some results. Is only up from here. So yep. Again, being able to build. Now, the automation service doesn't just come with your assistant that is listing, shipping, and providing the products. You also get 2 weekly calls with me that you can utilize if you would like. You just schedule the calls and I'm there. All right. It's free. Okay. This is where I go over this person. This person was actually selling cleaning products before us. Okay. And the cleaning products that they had, they were selling them the wrong way and they weren't putting them in bundles. What I ended up doing was introducing the concept of bundles. We did that and they ended up actually getting a nice chunk of money from that. All right. So how your assistant works, right? I don't know if you guys have ever had an assistant. I know there's some people that go on platforms like Upwork and they hire virtual assistants. This is similar, right? Your assistant is not only here to do the bare minimum. Your assistant is here to actually help you grow your eBay, whether that's helping create you an LLC, whether that's helping you promote your products, whether that's helping you come up with descriptions, helping you with customer answers or questions. But these are like simple emails that you would do and give to your assistant, right? So when you make a sale, you let your assistant know because your assistant cannot act like you. That is in the terms. Like they cannot act like they are you, right? You have to act like you're, well, you can do an act, but you have to represent yourself, but your assistant can help you. So when they make a sale, this is just received another offer for the MagSafe charger. And could you review my target basket listing? Thank you for your help. Now, in this first one, this person is asking, hey, I just got an offer. Please review the offer. So when they go to review the offer, they're looking not only about price, but they're looking at quantity. They're looking at where this person is demographic wise to see if the shipping makes sense. And then they'll accept the offer if it makes sense. If not, they won't accept it. Or you could just accept it. But this person preferred for their assistant to accept it with all the variables I just told you guys. Like it's kind of in depth, like rather than just accepting any offer. And that's how a lot of people lose money because they just accept anything. Like literally. Like I had people that do automation services and they'll accept the offer for like $40 for this. And they don't understand like, like I'm not making any money, obviously, because why would you just accept $40 for that, right? Like why wouldn't you just try and counter offer, right? A lot of people, they're just desperate for money. So they don't understand that sometimes instead of being desperate, you should be someone that understands the value of your assets, which every product in our inventory is your asset at this point. You want to make sure that you are making sure that every asset is being valued as such, an asset, right? The next one, it says, do I need to mark this order as shipped, or when will the be all right, when will it be shipped out? That's what they meant. Also, I added a listing for USB-C power adapters. Could you look over it and make it so it doesn't get flagged? Another thing, right? So your assistant not only lists products for you, but if you have your own products, they help you revise and optimize the SEO for that said product. So if you have your own products on eBay already, they will help maximize it. And that's something that we take pride in, because again, a lot of people, they don't get the results, but they keep doing the same shit, right? And that really doesn't make sense, right? That's insane, obviously, right? Insanity. But we help you, okay? Now the next one, just got another order for 2 MagSafe battery packs. Boom, great job, let's go. So they empower you, they'll let you know, hey, good job, I'm glad that you're getting the sales. Like, your assistant is a real person and is somebody that is rooting for you, obviously, right? Let me move this real quick, guys, so you can see. All right, so the next one, I just accepted. You can ship it out as soon as you can. Thank you for your assistant. So you can tell your assistant when to ship products out. Just got another order last night, so we have 2 orders to ship out now. And then again, and more positive reinforcement. So again, it's all about being positive. It's all about them being your support. And I don't know about y'all, but I know how it feels not to be supported, and not being supported, especially when in the building process, or not having any support when you're feeling down. That's important to try and forget. All right. Oh, my hand. So these are different results. Obviously, the results depend on the budget, right? So I want you to think about it like this, right? Let's before I'll make a whole video about results. Results are cool, but I try not to show people too many results, because results don't matter. Like, somebody else's results don't really technically matter when it comes to us talking about yours. But it's more so like people show that just to show you that you can do it. Obviously, you can do it. The service wouldn't still exist. We wouldn't be in 6 figures if we didn't make money, right? But here's the thing. How can we help you? Improve listing quality, keyword optimization, consistent listing, inventory management. I think that's really key. A lot of people don't know how to manage their inventory, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't know how to manage my own inventory if I haven't had a business before. So it's like, matter of fact, I've lost my first business, because when I sat there and thank you for the hearts, thank you for the hearts. When I sat there and I brought inventory from this one warehouse, I'll never forget, I brought a whole lot, like a lot of not a lot, but a lot, like a bunch of like generic electronic products. They were really horrible. Now I think about it. But I brought them, I put them all up on the shelves in my store, and they sold. But every time the product sold, every day at the end, I would take the money out the cash register, like all of it, out the cash register, and then I would go and put it in my checkings account, like my personal checkings account. And then if I went out that weekend, I would spend that money. If I went on a trip or a business trip, I would spend. So I would just paying for gas. Like, I was just spending the money I was actually supposed to be investing back in the products. So inventory management is very hard for people to understand, especially if they're new. You know what I mean? So I don't really expect people to understand that concept immediately, right? Now, the way budgets work, right? We split it up into 4. Okay. So you could do automation weekly, bi-weekly, full. So for 1 month, 30 days, or 3 months. Okay. Now, Here's the beautiful thing. When it comes to budgets, I want to make it important point, excuse me. We don't take any of your profit. So tell y'all a story. Y'all know how I told y'all in the beginning that, and if you're watching this video and it's chopped up, in the beginning, I said basically, I wanted to start an eBay because I was flipping phones. I found out that my girlfriend was pregnant. I moved into an apartment. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'll move into an apartment when we have the kid, I moved into the apartment before we had the kid. And I was like, you know what, I ain't about to be one of them bulls in somebody else's house while they having a kid looking dumb. I was like, I want to establish it, make sure that my child comes into this world knowing that he has a place to lay his head that his father is paying for. So I did that. But I'm thinking to myself, I need another income instead of just flipping phones. So I started the eBay, and I didn't make any money, right? But when I started at eBay, I also went on Instagram. And when I went on Instagram, it's a true story. I went on Instagram and I saw this girl. And this girl, she had this same type of service. But she didn't call it an automation service. I forget what she called it. But like, she was basically herself helping people make money on eBay. So I remember hitting her up because I was like, yo, I ain't making no bread. So I was like, I'm finna just go ahead and pay her. So I remember me going and talking to her and through DMs, and we almost got the deal done. But then she said to me, she was like, yeah, so we're going to split the profit. I was like, we're going to what? She's like, we're going to split the profit. And I'm like, I'm not splitting no profit with my eBay with nobody. Like, that don't even make sense. So I'm going to pay you to do the service, and then we're going to do a 60. What did she? I'm trying to think. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was either a 70-30 or a 64. It was something where I was going to get most, obviously, but she was going to get like 30%. But in my head, I'm like, well, logically, that doesn't make sense. And I'm not that desperate. See, and this is what people that do these type of services, like these digital content creators that say they sell digital products, people that sell they say they sell courses and stuff. Like all of this stuff is like, let me find the most desperate person that wants to make money and let me just get their bread. That's what it is, right? And that's how I don't ever want to come across. I don't care if nobody deals with the service right now. I already have people that do the service and make money. And that's the reason why I think that I'm successful, is because I can help people make money, and then I can share their success. And then they even do word of mouth. Like, they tell people about me, and then we build from there, right? I don't ever want to seem like I'm trying to attract desperation. If you're doing this service, it's not because you're desperate. I want you to do this service because you want to build. It's two different things. So she thought I was desperate. So she was like, yeah, it's going to be whatever split, right? And I'm like, I said to her, I was like, I don't want to split the earnings. I was like, so how much do I have to pay you in order for you just to do the service? She was like, well, yeah, I can't just do that. And the reason is because she didn't know what I was going to make. And also what I think it was, because remember, she wasn't providing the products. So we're providing the products for you. So the reason I can put the budgets to 250, 450, 800, or 1800. So weekly, it would be $250 for them to do the service every single week. And you would pay every single week as much as you want. You can cancel whenever you want. You can do bi-weekly for $450. So we'll charge you every 2 weeks, but they'll list products for you throughout that 2-week frame. And you get discounts for as long as you do it, obviously. So the month is a discount, because if you do it for 30 days, you only pay $800. And then if you do it for 3 months, there's 18. But here's the thing. When it comes to all of this money, right? She didn't want to just charge one price, because if she charged one price, she would be coming out short, because she don't know what products I'm gonna provide. So if I was to say, hey, yeah, I want you to start listing phones on my eBay, she would list those phones for whatever I was going to pay her, but I would be coming out crazy with a crazy profit, because she would be listing a high ticket item. She would just be coming out with whatever she wanted. That's why she wanted a lot of money. So to give you an idea, to start the service with her was 5,000. But I paid her 5, and then I would then split 2. That's fucking absurd. Excuse my language. But a lot of the automation services you'll find are really, really expensive because they don't have a system and they don't have their own products. We could do $250 every single week because not only do we have the products ourselves, but because your assistant is already working with a bunch of customers that they can literally supplement their income now because each assistant gets paid $50 a week when it comes to the $250 weekly service, right? So if I have an assistant that is making $1,000 a week handling 10, 12 accounts, they're good. That's easy bread for them because you're sitting down at home or you're sitting down in the warehouse literally listing. That's the logistics of it. So I figured out how to crack that code. You have been assigned to. I figured out how to crack that code in order to generate the assistance money and also make you guys money. That's why you keep 100% of the profits. Okay. Anything that goes to your bank account, anything that goes into the account, you keep. Now, let's say somebody wants to return, right? So let's say your assistant ships out some headphones, some clones, right? Let's say they ship out the clones. So if these ship out these clones, and let's say the customer says, hey, I don't need them anymore. This happens. I don't need them anymore. I would like to return. You get all of the products they return to you. Any product that's listed on your eBay, you own. So that's like the beauty of it too, is that you're able to now build your business. And I have something special at the end too that everybody could take advantage of. But yeah, you can build your business with the products. Okay. Now, listing amount. So for the person that goes into the weekly $250, you're getting 70, listings every single week. For the 450, you're getting 140 listings. For the 800, so that's the monthly, you're getting 280 listings monthly. And for 3 months, you're getting 840 listings. That's how many listings this person is doing for you. Okay. Product value. So this is exactly what our calculations have been. So the person that put this together, they are my statistics. So they do my commissions for my employees. They do my spreadsheet for my accountant, and they do this. So what they did was they put together the average value per term. So for the 1 week, for the $250, $588 worth of product value is listed on your eBay. For the 450, 1,176 product value. For the 800, which is the month, that's 2,520 value. And for the 18, that's 7,560 value. Now, what that means is the more money you put up, obviously, the more quality products. So the person that puts up the 18, obviously, we're not listing chargers and just headphones, right? We're listing phones, we're listing drones, we're listing speakers, things of that nature. For the person that's doing the 250, we're obviously listing chargers, headphones, clones. So like clone maxes and stuff like that. Like we're listing those for you to be able to recoup your investment as well. Okay. So steps to the service. So a lot of people ask me this too. How does it work? So once you purchase the service and you start, so you go to hustlertalkme.com, you go to automation services, and then you hit eBay automation, and then you hire your assistant, right? First thing that happens is you get on a one-on-one call with me. Why? A lot of people, they just want to hop into the automation. That's not how it works. So it could be the same day, next day, whenever you schedule it. But I want to have a talk with you. And the reason I want to have a talk with you is because I want to make sure that we are on the same page. Remember, I'm not making a lot of money on the service. I'm not doing a split with you. I'm not making a lot of money, right? You're also getting my products, right? What I need to do is I need to talk to you, and I got to understand what you want to do. I got to understand your why. Like, where are you? Are you trying to make this an electronic store? Are you trying to sell multiple products in your eBay store? Because I have to hold your assistant accountable. I sit down in a one-on-one meeting, okay? Because I always have notepads with me. I sit down and I write down, all right, so you want to make this a sneaker store eventually. So I start actually writing down what you want, because that is where I need to make sure I hold your assistant accountable. Oh, okay. So you're working on Jane's account. Well, Jane said that she wanted to make this a case store. So she wants to sell a lot of cases. So please make sure that you're listing X amount of cases every single week, because we want to make sure that we are getting the algorithm used to MagSafe cases and out of box style cases and things of that nature. Like, I want to get to understand and know exactly what your want and need is, so that I can make sure that you're fairly treated when it comes to your assistant dictating what products from the warehouse they're actually putting on your account. Now, it's more products than that are on weedsupply.com or WESPLY.com. There's more products, right? We have way more products, including cleaning products, household products. We have scooter. Like, I have so many products I have not even put out there because those are not trending products yet. I only put out trending products that are trending. Okay. Next, number 3, you sign in. So you're basically going to send your assistant. No, I'm sorry. Number 2. We're on number 2. After you get off the call with me, I introduce you to your assistant. Now, once you get introduced to your assistant, then you send them sign-in access. They don't go into your bank account information or try to look at anything when payments or anything. They go straight to sales, right? It's all they do is sales. Okay. Every time that they get on your account, they are screen sharing. Well, not screen sharing, but screen recording. Everything is very, very detailed. They don't go into your messages, a bunch of different things. I have this down to a T. I've been doing it for 2 years because I've been building it. It's failed, it's built, it's grown. And now we're at the process to where we're going to continue to just grow this into a massive service. Okay. Now, then the automation starts. Okay. So when the automation starts, that's when we start listing immediately. Okay. So that is the process. So you guys know that it's more thought into it. Now, products that are sold, and I already went into this, products that are sold, we ship it for you, right? So you don't ship not one product. You don't provide not one label. I have a bunch of label makers already. When you have a order, you let your assistant know, and they print out the label in a warehouse. USPS comes and picks them up from us. So you don't have to go to the post office. You could just be sitting there at work looking at your phone like, okay, I sold this. I sold that. You know what I mean? So you already know, okay, what's going on. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. So I don't know why that person just texted me that. You don't have to pay for the products. Obviously, you guys know that the budget is literally what the budget is. You don't pay for anything more than what your budget is set for. Okay. And then a recap, right? So products are listed on your eBay store. You get your dedicated assistant. Oh my God. You get your dedicated assistant for listings and updates. You get the product research. So we research trending products and trending items. So we're going to start listing Christmas trees on people's eBay soon as well. Order fulfillment. We ship and we make sure that we process each order. Customer support. So literally, if a customer has a crazy question that you don't know how to answer, you just tell your assistant and they will get it answered. And then, of course, when the service stops, you get 3 extra days of shipping support. Okay. So you don't have to spend time on eBay necessarily to grow it. Now, let me explain something real quick before we move on. A lot of people have been using my service for months and years, right? I have the longest person that has been using eBay automation has been like for 1 year and like 9 months right now, right? One of the most important things I want you guys to understand is that I am very, very, very upfront with people, and I tell them like, yo, this is not meant for you to use for a long time. Why? Why keep paying somebody a budget and getting products put on your eBay when you can do it yourself? The reason you do automation is to get your eBay to a point to where you're bringing in a consistent amount of profit. So when you reach a certain level on eBay, you start to realize that you're getting the same orders from the same people, especially with electronics. So I have some people that actually go and they ship or they get headphones shipped and they buy headphones from me for their office building. I have a customer that buys what is that thing called? This type of charger. So it's a flat charger. They buy it every single 3 months, and they're doing it because they are utilizing it on their for their nonprofit. Like, you'll start to attract businesses when you are consistently selling on eBay. Now, when you start attracting these businesses, mind you, these businesses don't care because this is a write-off of them. This is a business expense, right? So when you start to get to that level, it's time to ditch eBay automation and literally do it yourself. So I let people know when I think, hey man, like, do your thing, bro. Like, go ahead, stop being scared. Now, if a person is like, oh no, I want to stay, you can stay, right? You can stay. I don't kick people off, but I do want to emphasize this is not a let me hold you down and make you need me type of thing. I feel like mentorships are like that often. I feel like a lot of like academies and a lot of communities are like that, where people try to make it seem like, oh yeah, like I'll give you information, but I won't give it all to you. I think that's where it becomes counterproductive, and it's sort of kind of fake. It's like, bro, like you said you was finna teach me, but like you teaching me what you want me to know and then holding back the rest. It's not cool. So we try to make it seem like, yo, yes, your assistant is helping you, but like also you can do this yourself. Okay. So that is going to be it for that portion of the eBay automation and the whole spiel. Okay. Um, I'm about to get off because I have a situation at this store right now that I have to deal with, of course. But I appreciate everybody watching. I really do. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys continue to make money work for you. This video will be chopped up because I know it's like 2 hours long. But again, if you don't follow me on YouTube at Hustler Taught Me, please follow me. Subscribe. If you don't follow me on TikTok at Hustler Taught Me, follow me. But again, I'm here to help grow everybody and also motivate off of my failures. I'm not somebody that hide the shit that I go through every morning. Around 9:30 to 10:15ish. I'll be live. It depends on when I get on, depending on how my morning is going. But yes, I'm trying to build that consistency, especially on TikTok, because I do know like some people actually they want to achieve certain things, but they haven't been through certain experiences that maybe I have been, that I can actually help fuel them to where they need to go or give them a foundation, right? I can't do nothing for you because I ain't, listen, I'm still building my damn self. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys at the top because it's too crowded at the bottom. Peace.